Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I had a company reach out to me and they wanted me to try out some of their products, wanted to know if I've ever used their stuff, and I told them I had, and so they asked me if they could send me some products. I said yes, sure. Okay, it was Bondcraftor. They asked me what products that I've bought from them, I've tried, and I told them a few things, and she asked me what I really would like to try. I did tell her the fast set because I haven't tried their fast set yet. So they was nice enough to send me a box of the 32-ounce fast cure resin. So I'm really excited to try that. They sent me a squishy kit, which I'm super excited about. I thought I had already tried theirs, but I'm not sure if that one was theirs or if it was a different brand. No, that one was a different brand. I thought it was theirs, but theirs is the same way. It's non-sticky. There's no, it's got a 1 to 2 hour demold time, which is good. And there's no flocking powder, which is amazing because that stuff makes a mess. I've never used the flocking powder, and nor do I ever want to, because it's a teetotal mess. I've seen people that's used it, and it just doesn't make your piece look good. And then she sent me some silicone 15A to make a mold. I told her that I liked their silicone, and I would love to try, something, if they had, something that was, lower than a 15A, because I'd already tried their 15A. I really would like to do a 10A and a 0A if they're ever gonna come out with one. So what I thought I would try today, since I've been wanting to do it, is their fast cure. So I've got some molds already pulled that I want to do, and it's just going to be something easy and simple. These are my into resin molds, these three here, and I figured I would fix those to be like a window, for your car, to hang them in your window of your car. And then I've got, a few little ghosts because it's almost Halloween time. So I thought about something just real fast and simple, just to get the video out, because I've had this for, a little bit, and I want to do them right, and, get the video out. So in the box, you get cups, the little ones. These little things come in handy. You get, looks like 3 packages, 3 pairs of gloves, which I don't use, but my granddaughter does use those because she can't wear the ones I buy. It looks like you get inks. It's epoxy resin colorant. Now, I don't know if this, it just says please shake well before using. I don't know if these are an alcohol ink. They look like they are, just because of how liquidy they are. So I don't think they're a pigment. And the 32 ounce of A and B, which is quite a bit. I was, I didn't know that they would send me something that big. I thought they'd send me something kind of small, but I appreciate them sending me something that big. So you have, let's see, trying to make sure I got all of the stuff out of here, and then I'll get rid of the box. So they send you stir sticks, which we could always use stir sticks. Comes with instructions. I thought there was more than... Okay, so they send you a pipette. I think they sent me more than one. I just don't know. It might have fell on the floor or something. Okay, so they give you a yellow, a red, black, white, and blue. And I don't know if the white, it looks like it might be a sinker white. But I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it is because most of them are sinker whites. And then, like I said, they give you 4 mixing cups and the little bitty ones, which, like I said, these come in handy, for things that you're just going to throw in the trash. They give you micas, which is really nice. I didn't think there would be that much in this kit. So there's a yellow, a black. Oh, I like that white. That white's kind of pearly looking. A white, blue, green. Oh, I like that pink. Pink, red, and purple. So that's quite a bit of mica powders. So they give you all of that, and that's what you get in that kit. If you buy that kit from them with the fast set, this is everything that you're going to get in there. You're going to get 5 alcohol inks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I counted that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mica powders. 4 mixing cups. And I think it was like quite a few of those. So I'd say there's probably about 10 or more here. 3 pairs of gloves and 64 ounces of resin. So that's good. That's really nice, because I have been super excited to try their resin. I use their regular resin, and I haven't had a chance to try their fast cure because they were sold out. Every time I go on there to get it, they're sold out of it. So when I got that email, I was like, oh yes, I really would love to try your fast cure. So I'm not going to use my mixer or anything because this is all about bondcraftor. So, and my mixers are not a bondcraftor brand, so I'll just be stirring these by hand because I want it to be, all about their product, and which is fine. I mean, it's not gonna take much to mix it. Now, I normally don't read instructions, but since I'm reviewing this product, I want to I want to read the instructions. So you demold in 4 hours, but it's an 8 to 10 hour full curing time. So even though you can demold it in 4 hours, you still have to wait 8 to 10 hours before you can, properly let it dry. It looks like it is a 1-to-1 volume ratio. Crystal clarity, high gloss, yellowing resistant. Exceptional transparency when cured. Accurately showcasing embedded details. Forms a mirror gloss surface requiring no post polishing. Yes, that's a plus. Boasts excellent yellowing resistance, maintaining initial clarity, clarity and color, even with long-term use or exposure to light. Low odor, self-leveling, which most of them are self-leveling, but it is low VOCs, and I know that because I use their other one. Self-defoaming. With independent defoaming ability, okay, air bubbles can be discharged naturally, simplifying the operation process. Okay, I was wondering what they meant by self-defoaming. Okay, so that's basically what it is. The bubbles go away on their own, and they do. I mean, I've not had a problem with bubbles with their product, and I'm not just saying that. It's literally you don't have that many bubbles. Okay, preparation. Clean the surface to enlist no oils or dust. Put on protective gloves provided in the kit. It is highly recommended to wear them during operation. Okay, so that's number 2. Or number 2 is measure. Measure equal part of resin A and resin B hardener at a 1-to-1 volume ratio by measuring cups. Accurate measurement is crucial for proper curing. Number 3. Mix smoothly, thoroughly, and consistently in clockwise direction for at least 3 minutes with wooden or plastic sticks. You may see streaks, bubbles, and cloudiness when mixing. It's normal. It's a normal part of the chemical reaction, and your resin will become clear as it cures, which meaning as it mixes together, it'll become clear. So at first it will become cloudy, but then it does clear up and get, So I'm going to do these, and I'm going to do a few ghosts to where I can make some earrings, and then I'm just going to use their products because I don't, like I said, I don't want to, other than the molds, of course, but anything else, I'm just going to strictly use their products and nothing else. These I'm going to do clear, and these I will probably do clear, and then do these after the fact. These I will do colors in these, and I'll do colors in these. Of course, ghosts are white, so that's probably what I will do with these. But I may make, since I'm going to do earrings, I may make some of them with alcohol ink, and maybe some with the UV resin as well. I mean, not the UV resin, but their mica powder that they sent. I don't know how much all this is going to hold, so I'm gonna, if I have to, I'll mix a little bit at a time, but for right now I'm gonna say about, I'm just gonna go with 4 ounces, and this is part B. And I always mix my part B first. And see, this is another thing that I like about them, because they have these pull tabs. I love these little things. They make it so much easier to come off. Now, normally I do put all of my resin in honey bottles. And I just got that all over my hand. But that's okay. I've got alcohol and I got towels, and that's why they tell you to wear gloves. You should wear a respirator. That's really your choice. I don't wear one. I should, but I do not. But, you know, here again, we're all grown, and we all can make our own decisions. But, you know, the gloves for sure. And I will say that during this video, or in this video, okay, that's part A. I will tell you that I'm going to be very honest with my opinions about the product. If I like the product, I'll let you know. If I don't like the product, then I will tell you that too. Because I don't want somebody buying something that I say is great and then it not be, and then everybody, you know, turns around and gets upset with me because I said it was good. Now, if it is a good product and you think it's not, then I can't help. But I do know for a fact that Bondcraftor, their regular curing a resin, is amazing. I have not had any bad experience with their resin whatsoever. So that's why I was dying to try the fast cure. So that's what we're going to do today. For sure. And let me get me, I am going to get me a bigger stick, because I don't. Okay, so what did I say? 4 ounces? Okay, so I need 2 ounces. What dog is under me? I don't want to roll over on top of my dog. Alright, so I always do B first. It's just a given. And I really do like my honey jars because it's easier to pour out of than these jars, because there's so much static and stuff when you first start, you know, pouring out of them. It does have a lot of static in it. So and you can, with doing it that way too, you can, you know, it's easier to bend over and squeeze the jar and, you know, see where you're getting to, because you got to get eye level with it. Because if you don't, then you've got your ratio is off. So like all this resin around the side, I've got to get that off there because it will affect your curing. I don't know if it'll affect it, you know, that much, but you know, here again, I'm doing a review, so you know, I want to be right with everything that I'm doing, you know, because I don't want to say that it was something, you know, and then it was because of me. So okay, so I got my B in. Now I'm going to do my A. That was the wrong lid. Okay. Now let me get my A in. And it's definitely super clear. It's hard to see the lines on it, that's for sure, on the cup. And on the A, I try to let it settle a little bit before I start pouring more, because it will rise. That's why I always put my heaviest in last. Now, granted, when you do silicone or anything like that, it's totally opposite. They tell you to put the A in first and then the B. I don't know how much of a difference that makes. I'm assuming it makes some kind of difference, because that's what they tell you to do. So oh yeah, I still got a good ways to go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be pouring this in my honey bottles, because it is a lot simpler. Come on, fall. Okay. Nope, still got a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to do it like this, like I did the other. And I think that would probably just about do it. Hopefully. Maybe one more little dab. Yep, most definitely honey bottles. You can't go wrong with a honey jar. I mean, I don't like purchasing them things, but I mean, they're not super expensive, but you know, they can be over time, but they are well worth it. And I will wipe my stick off so I know that I'm not, you know, getting more than what is supposed to be, since I had it on my stick. And I always wipe the rim of my lid off because I don't want it getting all sticky and gooey. Okay, now and I could put this in my vacuum chamber, but I'm not going to, because like I said, it degasses pretty good on its own. And I know, you know, some of you may not have a vacuum chamber, so I want you to see what, you know, what it will do with, you know, without having one. And always remember to scrape your sides and your bottom constant, and just, you know, slowly stir as slow as you can. Usually I'm a really fast stirrer, but I try not to stir too much because my arm gives me fits. But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna do it. And don't lift your stick up, because if you do, that's when you incorporate bubbles. If you need to wipe the side of your stick off, this is what I do. I just do it right there on the side of the cup. And then I just keep stirring. And I generally don't go for, you know, the 3-minute or 5-minute time frame. I will for this video. I've got a timer, so I will for this video, but I normally don't. I mean, I've been doing resin long enough to know that, you know, generally when it turns super, super clear, it's done. It's set. And then in my next video that I do of this, what I will do, I will take and I will stir vigorously, and I will let you see how well the bubbles come out. That way as well, because even with me stirring super, super fast, they come out pretty good. And you can already see that it's getting clear. I usually do it till there's no more striations, you know, in the resin, and then you normally, generally, you know that that's, you know, when it's finished. But like I said, because those were the instructions, I want to do it fair. But if it was just me, you know, doing it without a review, I would say This is the way I do it, but just make sure that you're scraping your sides and your bottoms real good, because that's where usually your unmixed resin likes to accumulate around your sides and the bottom. So okay, we got just a few seconds left. It is thick, I can tell you that, but that's because it is a fast set. Okay, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that looks really good, and I'm just going to let it sit here for just a few seconds and let it kind of degas. You know, a lot of us spray alcohol on it too, so that helps pop bubbles. I know, like on when I do tumblers, I use a torch. So that's, you know, kind of another thing that you can do. If you're doing molds, though, I would say do not use a torch. You can use a cigarette lighter, you know, something like that, but I don't think I would use a torch. Not unless you want to fuse your molds together, because that's what will happen. You will definitely fuse them together. Okay, so I think I'm going to use the white mica in the little ghosties here, just because they're going to be, I'm going to make earrings out of some of them, so I want them to be, you know, I want them to be white. And I'm hoping I have enough mixed up, but I'm going to use what I have. If I have enough, I have enough. If not, then, you know, I'm just going to use what I have and what I have mixed up here, and go from there. And if I don't have a whole lot mixed up for all these molds, then it's okay. I just needed to get to this video because I've had this sitting and I haven't had time to get to it because I've had all my other videos that I've had to finish up first. So, and I didn't want to keep putting them off. But look at the color of that white. That is like pearly for sure. Probably going to put about that much in there. Because I'll probably do some small ones for earrings. And this right here is why I normally like using my vacuum chamber, because when you have to add pigments or anything like that to it, you know, you are going to incorporate more bubbles. But, you know, these molds are pretty shallow, so I can just do, I can just spray the alcohol on them and they're going to be fine. Now, I do not use alcohol in my into resin molds. That I don't do. Okay, but I am going to go ahead and do this. Now, once I get it poured, I will spray. But, and if sometimes if you spray I mean, if you pour from up high. Not a bee. And I will go around the edges with my little tool. My little silicone tools here, if I can find one. My daughter. And sometimes you can just take and kind of, pull your bubbles to the top, and that kind of helps too. Kind of hard to see that clear with that pink. And I'll just take and pop, pop, pop. Okay. Let me go ahead and get my little. Now this mold, I don't mind spraying. I'm just trying to figure out which of these I want to, which little ghosties here I want to do. I guess it don't matter. I'll spray and then but it's going to be a pretty white though. I have a lot of Halloween molds, but I don't know how much, how deep I can pour this, because I've never done it. I've never tried to push the limit, with this resin here. So that's why I was kind of hesitant about not pushing my limit. Will I? Oh yes, most definitely. I will eventually push the limit. I just don't want to do it on this video, because like I said, this is a review for them. And so I just, that just wouldn't have been, because if it would have failed, that would have been on me, not necessarily the resin. So that's why I just didn't want to push it. Didn't want to push that limit. And I don't know why I'm shaking so bad today. Probably because I haven't eaten anything. As usual. Or it could have been because I was stirring that resin too. And I'm trying not to get too much. I'm just trying to dome it, but not dome it too much. Now I'm going to let that settle. And I'm going to come over here. And let's see. I really don't know. I really feel like that needs more. Watch it. But I can't really tell because of the and now these molds, and I shouldn't have used these, to be fair, because they do create bubbles. And this one I have never used. So usually, generally the first time. And this kind of stuff here, you definitely need a vacuum chamber on these molds here to do these. So more than likely I can get the bubbles out though. It's just and it looks like I've got them out. But yeah, I'll finish coloring the rest of it after the fact. Okay. Let me go ahead and I think I'll do this one. And this mold here looks definitely uneven. I guess I should have paid attention to this mold a little better. But I didn't. I guess I should have. Let me get towel to wipe my hands. So it looks like I'm going to have enough to do quite a bit more. I'm really glad I only did 6 ounces and not the amount that I had intended, because I was gonna do 6. So I'm kind of glad that I stuck with the 4. Watch it, Mama. This little dog of my daughter, oh, that little dog, I tell you, she's something else. When my daughter leaves, it's like she, she's got to go. Like, she has bonded with her ever since she found her. And she does not let her get out of her sight either. I tell you, it's hilarious. My daughter can be sitting outside and the dog will be way out in the front yard. And I tell you what, that little dog, she can hear that front door open. And here she comes a running. As soon as she doesn't see my daughter sitting outside, that little dog comes running. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? But no, not kidding you guys. That little dog is seriously, seriously attached to my daughter. And so she has to go get the baby from school. And granted, this little dog would go, but why she doesn't take her, I don't know. But she just don't. But I mean, she would definitely be more than happy to ride with her, but she's just not. She's not gonna take her. Okay, I'm gonna do this one and see how much resin I have left before I do any more of these little ghosts, because I really wanted to make these for the little windows or mirrors. but this cup here is bigger, so I don't want it to keep sitting. And you don't want to dome a handmade mold either. Watch it, baby. Watch it. Tippy, move. Because I mean, it's going to shrink, so that's why I go a little bit more than what, because it will shrink, but once it shrinks, it's going to shrink down. So, and this one, I really wanted to do it with some lighter colors. But I think if I put the blue and all that in there, it's going to be really, really, really bright. Because this mold is so tiny. But maybe if I do one drop of red. Let's see. Let's see if I just do one drop of red. Now when you do this, you always want to make sure you have a paper towel, because when you take that out, oh well, this one didn't do that. Normally it spews, that's why I say to have a, and this is going to stain my mold, but it's not going to hurt it. I'm not going to do a whole lot of that red because I kind of want it to be a little bit of transparent. And of course I will swirl it around. I'm not going to leave it just like that. Their pigments are pretty pigmented though, for to be an alcohol ink. I normally don't do my molds like this. I don't drop, depends on, you know, which one it is. I normally don't drop my alcohol inks in. But I just kind of want a little hint of color, nothing too crazy, but just a little bit of color in that. And I did incorporate some bubbles in here, which was to be expected when you do it that way, but they will come out, so not that big of a deal. You will see them pop before your eyes. And really with these crystal molds, you really can't tell if there's a bubble in there or not. So they're really hard to tell if you have a bubble in them. Where did my little sticky go? Did it fall? I kind of like the way that looks. Once I get the bubbles out of it, of course. And they'll come out. It's not that big of a deal. They'll come out. Now we'll get them little bubbles out of there. Okay, so I have a little bit left. I think I will make some more ghosties. Get out of here, little bug. These little bugs, I tell you, they really pop in when you're doing resin for some reason. And these little boogers, they are something else. I want to make some of those big ones because I want to do some keychains. I normally don't do, you know, Halloween and all that stuff. I normally don't get into that. Those kind of holidays and things, because usually for one, I'm so busy I don't have time to do the Christmas or Halloween or any of that stuff because I'm too busy with everything else. And then, of course, time gets away from me, and then I'm just kind of, you know, stuck. Okay, should I do this? Okay, we did an alcohol ink. We did a mica. So yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and finish this up with this mica powder. And finished up these little ghosties here. They'll make good little earrings and keychains and things of that sort. Because if you're putting flatbacks on them, you need something that's not, you know, you need something opaque so you don't see them. I'm pretty sure that's not what I'm going to be doing though. And this is already setting up on me, so I got to move and move quick. them domed enough that they're going to be good, because I don't want to have to, once I pour this other, I don't think that's enough mica powder really. Don't really think I'm going to have enough left to do any. I wonder if I got enough to do these little small ones here. It doesn't set up super fast, but it sets up pretty quick. So, I mean, you have a little bit of time to work with it. So, I mean, y'all seen how much time I had. I don't really have enough to do much else with, really. And it's sitting up on me. So I'm just going to top these off, the ones that need it. Because like I said, I know it's going to shrink. And they do. Alright. Well, I got one keychain out of it, so. And now we sit and we wait. And I just sit here and keep popping bubbles. And for me, it'll be 4 hours, but for you guys, it'll be here in just a few minutes. So, with that being said, I will see you guys on demold. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, we're back. Time to demold these. And let's see how they did, which I'm sure they did just fine. Oh, wow. That is pretty. No bubbles. Can you guys see that? Got a little bit of trim right here, or I can make a top coat. I'll probably file it down with my file, but that turned out super good. Not a bubble, nothing. And I love that color. So that turned out great. This one I'm going to have to drill a hole in. Listen at that crushed. Oh, wow. That's something in the mold right there. That's weird looking. Yeah, it's worse they cut it, and they cut it uneven. They didn't cut the mold right. Oh, okay. No, it is supposed to be that way. It's like a purse. Okay, I see it now. Oh, that's pretty. Can you guys see that? Look at that shimmer. Not a bubble one. And look how super clear. I mean, that is just crystal clear, guys. That turned out great. Okay. Now, for these. Super cute. I love these little bottles. Not a bubble in them. I mean, I've got a little under actually, because you don't, and like I said, it's going to shrink, and I thought I topped it off enough to where if it shrunk, it wouldn't, affect it. And this one I'm very disappointed in, that mold, and I may have to let them know so that way, they know about the maker and who made this, because that, for the price of this mold, that was totally, that shouldn't be like that. So I may have to get in touch with them about that, because that's, even though I've had it for a while, but it's the first time I've ever poured in it, that's just That's totally unacceptable to let something like that go out. But not a bubble one, though. I mean, so for the bondcraftor did its job. I mean, it did. And all that is the little beads things that were supposed to be down here that didn't get put down there. So that's kind of a bummer for this mold. And then this is the whatever the CC mold, whatever the CC stands for. Is it I can't remember. I know it's not Calvin Klein. It's is it, it's not Gucci. Oh gosh. That just like completely left me. Y'all know y'all know who it is. But look at that. No bubbles, no nothing. So, you know, bondcraftor did its job, guys. I mean, but I'm definitely going to reach out to my little girl that does that, my rep, and let her know about that. And then these will be earrings, and I've just got to pull this off. Really, that's all this needs. These domed perfect, so I have no cleanup on these little bad boys, which I'm so glad. And I think I'm going to do their little eyes. If I got black rhinestones, I'll do their little eyes in black rhinestones, or these little bitty ones I'll probably just take some marker or something, or just leave them that way. I mean, they're cute just like that. Just something this small, I really don't know that I want to top coat it, because that would be, whew, that'd be a pain to try to top coat these little things. So these little ghosts I'll probably just leave plain, or I'll put some, you know, oil-based paint marker on it, and because I don't even think I have a rhinestone even small enough to fit in these little squinty eyes that they got. Now I would the mouth, but look at those little eyes, how small those little eyes are. So I don't think I'm gonna have anything that, I don't even know if I have a marker that small. But as far as to have to do anything to them, I'm not gonna have to do nothing to them, because they domed really, really good. No bubbles, no nothing. I mean, they all turned out amazing. Now I have to drill a hole in them, of course, to put the earrings through. And I'll probably do these dangle earrings. I probably won't do studs in them, because if I was going to do studs, I would have put the stud in the mold. So, who knows, I may drill a hole up in them and make them to where you can put them on a pin or a keychain, something like that. I don't know yet really what I want to do with them. I just wanted to get this really unmolded you know, so we could see how it all did. But I'm really, really impressed though. I mean, there's not a bubble one in these guys. Not a bubble at all. I mean, look at that. Not one single bubble. And that's what I'm talking about with Bondcraftor. And another thing about them is that I like about Bondcraftor too is they're reasonably priced. They're not very expensive like some of the brands out there. You know, they are very, very reasonable and very affordable. So that is a plus in my book. You know, because I know this crafting can be very expensive and it gets expensive. So we have to, you know, try to do what we can do and cut corners. Well, not really cut corners, but, you know, save a penny here, save a penny there. So, you know, I totally understand. Believe you me, I feel the pain sometimes too. Um, you know, especially now that my husband's gone. Um, Before, you know, I really didn't have to worry about it. I could spend however, but you know, now that he's gone and all that, you know, you kind of have to, things change. So, you know, I mean, I'm having to go back to a single life of, you know, pinching a penny here and pinching a penny there. You know, I've got my kid lives with me, my grandkid lives with me, so, you know, and I just got a little bit of filing right there where it was a little over. But, I mean, as far as bubbles, guys, there is not one single bubble nowhere. I mean, I'm beyond awe. And then this one I'm going to make a keychain. And I had a little over on that one too, but just, what I gotta do is just kind of scrape around it and it'll pull right off. And they're not bendy, so they're completely set. You know, I know they say cure time is, you know, at least 10 hours, so um even at 4 hours they're, you know, and it could depend on the temperature of your room and all that too. But, you know, they're good. They're not bendy, they're not, but yeah. So this one I'll make a keychain. Now this one I'll have room to put, you know, maybe a couple of small rhinestones if I have any. But I'll do all that off camera. I was just, you know, kind of just trying to get this video out, so, you know, I had a video that I could, you know, so they could, Bondcraftor could, you know, see the video. Because like I said, I've had this for about a week, so I'm pretty sure they've been wondering where the video's at. So, um, but yeah, I mean, everything looks amazing. Um, no bubbles in anything. And normally, I at least, even if I put, sometimes if I put in the vacuum chamber, I have a bubble. So that's what I'm really kind of shocked about, because, you know, to not have any kind of bubble at all, I'm like, yes. I gotta make sure the mouths are right, and they're right where they're supposed to be. But yeah, they all turned out super good. I mean, super, super good. So yeah, with that being said, no, it's got overage. But yeah, so that is that for this video, guys. And until next time, be happy, be safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.